Dear students, welcome to the class. I am Manaka Devi, Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, HiSET. Today's class we are going to discuss about the topic OSI layer. So these are all the contents of the today's class: Open System Interconnection Model, Benefits and OSI layer. Open System Interconnection Model. So International Standard Organization is a multinational body dedicated to worldwide agreement on international standards. An ISO standard that covers all aspects of network communication is the Open System Interconnection Model. It was first introduced in the late 1970s. An open system is a set of protocol that allows any two different systems to communicate regardless of their underlying architecture. The purpose of the OSI model is to show how to facilitate communication between different systems without requiring changes to the logic of the underlying hardware and software. The OSI model is not a protocol. It is a model for understanding and designing a network architecture that is flexible, robust, and interoperable. OSI model was created to prompt communication between devices of various vendors. It also prompts communication between disparate hosts such as hosts using different operating platforms like Windows, Linux, OS X, etc. OSI reference model, like most other network models, divides the functions, protocols, and the devices of network into various layers. The layered approach provides many benefits, some of which are: communication is divided into smaller and simpler components. This makes designing, developing, and troubleshooting very easier. Since it is a layered approach, the vendors write to a common input and output specifications per layer. Their products functions in between the input and output code of that layer. Changes in one layer do not affect other layers. Hence, development in one layer is not bound by limitations of other layers. For example, wireless technologies are new, but old applications run seamless over them without any changes. The next one is, it is easier to standardize functions when they are divided into smaller parts like this. It allows various types of hardware and software, both new and old, to communicate with each other seamlessly. And this is the OSI layer architecture. From bottom to top, 7 layers. First one is physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and application layer. The first one is the physical layer. So physical layer is the responsible for converting digital data so that it can be sent over the physical medium and moves the data between the host. And the second layer, so second layer is responsible for providing media access and physical addressing. And the next one is network layer. Network layer provides the logical addressing to the data and provides path determination using logical addressing. And the next one is transport layer. Then transport layers provides end-to-end connections and provides reliable or unreliable delivery and flow control. And the fifth layer is session layer. So session layer maintains a distinction between data of separate applications. It provides dialog control between hosts. And the next layer is presentation layer. Here the data is in the form of presentable format. So it handles encryption and decryption. And the next one is application layer. Application layer provides a user interface. The OSI reference model was 7 such layers that can be divided into 2 groups. The upper layers, like layers 5, 6, 7, define how applications interact with the host interface with each other and the user. And the lower 4 layers, the layer 1, 2, 3, and 4, define how data is transmitted between hosts in a network. And the features of OSI layer. The International Standard Organization created a model called the Open System Interconnection, which allows diverse systems to communicate. The 7 layers of OSI model providing guidelines for the development of universally compatible networking protocols. The physical data link and network layers are the network support layers. And the top 3 layers, session, presentation, and application layers are the user support layers. And the middle layer, the transport layer, links the network support layer and the user support layer. And this is the summary of OSI layer. So the first layer is the physical layer. The physical layer, here the data is transmit between one host to the other host. Here the data is in the form of bits. And the second layer is a data link layer. The data link layer, which is used to organize the bits into frames and to provide a hop-to-hop delivery. And the next one is network layer. Here the data frames in the form of packets to move the packets from source to the destination and to provide internetworking. And the next one is transport layer. So transport layer is the responsible for reliable process to process message delivery and error recovery. And the next one is session layer. The session layer is responsible for creating and managing and terminate this session. And the next one is presentation layer. So presentation layer is responsible for translate, encrypt and compress the data. And the final top layer is application layer to allow access to network resources. Thank you, students.